You guys, thanks for tuning in. Dave and Joe Liberty Stand. We're on a hot topic here. It's we're talking about, unfortunately, sex, pedophilia, sex with children, and Mrs. L over here.
Just a nod. Just nod. There you go.
Mrs. L's.
It is L, right? C.
Sure.
It's
There
C.
you go.
Sorry, I am so sorry. Go ahead. But you were saying that with regards to that level of kind of insanity, I guess, if you will.
It has to be. I mean, it's obviously a mental problem.
It's got to be a chemical problem.
It's something.
You know, I don't know. How can you?
How can any human being look at a child, regardless of their age? I mean, we're talking, like I said before,
Right.
these are infants.
Yeah.
We've seen it here, even in our hometown. Children that are 1 month old. There was a woman here recently.
Yeah, I remember.
You know, and
yeah.
it was a baby.
Right. Well,
What
and
kind
you
of
guys.
pleasure?
Yeah.
I mean, honest to God,
Right.
you are a disgusting individual.
Okay,
And personally,
this goes into where I was asking questions to help us to think is how do we how do we determine right and wrong, and then also how do we determine these boundaries? Kind of similar,
that's just
because I mean some people believe. I mean, there's topics that aren't quite as, almost like hardcore, like, but now we've accepted them, okay? Like same-sex relationships. Two people of the same sex having sex. That's openly supported and approved. We have same-sex marriage.
Personal opinion, I have no problem with that. Two consenting adults, you do what you want to do. It's none of my business. None of my
That's a
business.
good point. Yeah.
I really don't
But I
want
don't
my
want-
children to see it because then I have to try to figure out how I explain that to them.
Mm-hmm.
And everything
let me do an experiment. I want to do an experiment with our audience.
Very impressionable.
Oh, boy.
But
What?
from consenting adults, two males, two females,
Yeah.
whatever you want to consider.
You have to answer to your
You have to,
creator,
exactly.
yourself,
You know.
right? I understand.
And these people who choose and decide
right.
it is a choice to do this to a child of whatever
Right.
age.
An adult
They
is
have made
right.
that choice.
Right.
And I mean, even
Well, and I think
No.
okay.
you're
Go
going
ahead.
to have
Come
to
on,
meet
man. I
your
wanna do
maker
this
on that
experiment.
one,
Yeah.
and you're
All
going
right.
to get sent straight to hell.
Hey, Miss C.
Hey,
Sorry,
Mr.
Mrs. C.
Mr. D.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, I got a question for you guys. There's a teacher, 35 years old, male teacher, and he gets in a relationship with. No. Let's put it a. I'm sorry, I screwed up my own question. 35-year-old male that likes. That's a teacher, and he likes this young guy, 14 years old, in his class. And they start up a relationship, and he gets caught, and you hear about that on the news. Now, you hear about this 35-year-old female teacher, and she's kind of hot, and she's doing it with this 14-year-old boy. Is there a difference, and would you react differently
To me,
to
No.
everybody?
absolutely not.
How is that different, or is it?
To me, it is not different. It is the exact same. You are an adult, and that's a 14-year-old child. It is proven that the mind is not completely developed until you are in your 20s. You
And
don't.
by the way, both the children are okay with it. The
Yeah.
male with the male.
Consensual or not, it doesn't matter. It is not
They
okay.
can't make that decision.
They
to
cannot
be
make that
consensual
type
at
of
14
Are you
years old.
saying that
14
there
years old.
has been that distinction? That it's okay?
No, I'm
or-
asking.
It kind of has been.
When-
What was
when-
that? I just
I
read
just
something
think-
to
When
my
you
husband
hear
on
about
Facebook.
this, if you hear one story or the other on the news, does one make you more upset over the other one?
They both
No.
make me equally the same. I think it's disgusting on both.
And I gotta
So would the
admit,
guy make
I
me
gotta
upset,
admit,
like,
it's
why
not the
didn't they
same
do
for
that
me.
when I was young?
See, that's what I hear.
Bill,
That's
say
what
that-
I
say that
hear.
again.
It's the
It was a
14-year-old male is like,
It's like
I
a
wish
badge
I
of
could've done
honor.
I'm like,
For
thank you,
guys.
God.
Yeah, right.
What'd you read to me?
I read to him earlier on Facebook. I saw
This sums it
somebody like something that said, female teacher 42 caught having sex with football team or something, basically.
Sure, right.
And it said, dear guys, who if you're having sex with a hot teacher, keep it to yourself and enjoy it. Because as soon as you tell your friends, it's all over.
Right.
So for guys, it's like not necessarily a rite of passage, but it's like a badge of
Right.
honor. Like I scored Mrs.
Well,
so and so.
can I go back to my
chemistry class.
question though?
No, because I want to get a consensus.
Okay.
Does everybody?
14 is still way too young, guy or girl.
So
Yes.
I bet you
I
would
think so.
equally be as disgusted with
Yeah, I
either
would.
one.
Be. I would.
I personally would.
I
yes.
personally would. Yes. Now we're talking 17. We're about ready to get into an adult. Yes, it's an older teacher. It shouldn't. Teachers are supposed to be
Right.
in a position of not harming or
a role model.
Now the guy
Yeah,
would probably not
so-
say he was harmed in any way.
right. Exactly. He was not. Yeah. Nobody was harmed in this video. But right. But I think okay. I've had discussions, ironically enough, with white Western males. Well, back in the day, you used to get married at 13 or 14 years old. That makes me look sideways at that man that he just even
They also
said that.
I'm going to tell you
know?
the difference. I'm going to tell you the difference.
Wait.
There's a difference.
That big
What do you-
difference.
In those days, a 12 or 13-year-old or 14-year-old boy was a man. He worked.
Well, there,
and went
yeah,
to-
you had.
And actually, they only went to school till the 8th grade, and they were smarter than most
Yeah.
college students ever were now.
I heard.
And they were a man. That makes we are not now. We're children. Hell, I'm a child, and I'm 40
Well, you
years
have the
old.
problem. But-
So,
oh, sorry.
no, it's all right. It's just when did that consent started changing to the
Yeah.
age being 18? Being the age of consent
Right,
versus, like I
16.
said, my great grandmother was married by 15
Right, right.
Yeah, I
and
believe
had
in the
2
state of
kids
Indiana,
before
it's
she was
16.
18. You know?
Yeah, well,
And how is that
culturally-
okay versus
Yeah, it's
when did
not.
we make it? Oh, when did we pick the age?
Well, a lot of times back then, though, they couldn't afford to feed all their children. So the
Exactly.
sooner
Yeah,
they-
you got
You got it
moved
right.
them out of there.
It was
yeah.
completely different.
Well, and I
40,
and I
50
think
years
they
ago.
were.
They stayed married
what
when they
today?
got married at
Right.
15. They
They're still
died
with- yes.
with that person versus,
Oh.
Yeah.
you know,
We're
today.
not talking people
we
getting
can
married. We're
have-
talking
yeah.
a teacher hooking
Right.
up with
Right.
one of their students.
This is evolving into a new show, I think. We should concentrate on the different values of back then and now.
Yeah, we could do that next time. I think. Right.
Absolutely.
Well,
But what? Go ahead.
How about the same question he had? Only a 35-year-old male teacher having a relationship with a 14-year-old boy, but not a student. Someone he met not through the internet, just out in public, and maybe the little boy pursued him because it is wrong. I'm not saying
Oh,
it's
it's
not.
wrong.
I'm saying
No,
that's
not-
for debate.
Well, 14's
no,
about
but-
the time that things start waking
Well,
up
the
before
The point
y'all
of the
do,
question
right?
is, how do you feel about when you
How
hear
do you
that
feel about
story?
when it's a different situation?
When you hear
It's
that
not
story,
his-
does that sound different
Well,
to you in
okay,
your head?
does-
No.
No, because
Not
it
at
could
all.
be the neighbor's kid that he's been grooming.
The thing
Right.
is, I look back when I was
Middle
14,
Middle Eastern culture,
And I was
there's a lot of
thinking about all
countries in the Middle
Right.
East that
I hear
so
you.
raping boys is for men to rape boys. It's normal in their culture.
Right. But then they're the same ones that throw people off the roof if they're homosexuals.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're not
And strap
homosexuals.
bombs to their kids and send them in
And they're the same
A
ones
group of
we
people
invite
blow
over
up.
here.
So how? I mean, where do we get
Stop with
our?
that me thing. I ain't
Where do
like
you
no
kind of
weird.
each of you? Where do you get your right and wrong? Where do you get? Can we start here and go across?
Yeah, I mean, I think right and wrong is taught at an early age from infancy. Like, I remember our son, when he was crawling, he wasn't even walking yet.
Uh huh.
And he knew right and wrong then. Because he was trying to get down the hallway, we had it blocked by a tub. And he crawled up and he lifted himself up and he pulled on each side of it until he got an opening. He dropped down and crawled as fast as he can. He was only moving like this fast because he was crawling so far, knowing I was coming after him. He was so excited to get free that he couldn't
Yeah.
crawl.
So there's a
He was feeling out.
inborn human nature that is within us. I mean, I believe the sinful nature of man, the fall of man, and we're
Also-
born with that nature to rebel, to want our own.
I'll tell you the fall of men in America. When the generations got to this point where young kids didn't watch John Wayne movies anymore. That's my opinion.
Who's John Wayne?
Can I add to my thing?
Yeah, sorry.
Do not make me come back.
Basically, you're, I guess, molded from an early age from your parents, right or wrong. Now, what happens if your parents, right or wrong, is you? That just makes their right or
Right.
wrong.
Well,
Now-
yeah, but your child, you didn't have to tell them how to not
Yes,
misbehave,
To,
right? They had
counteract
naturally,
that point is, say the parents are skewed and they're not teaching right or wrong.
right.
How many times have you done something that you didn't know was right or wrong, but you had that feeling like, is anybody looking?
Oh yeah,
That pit
You
mindset.
know
that's
right or
your
wrong.
conscience.
It's
God,
instinct.
yeah,
It's just like an
God
animal
put in-
instinct of
Mhm.
hunting or tracking or find something. They don't know it.
right.
They could be in captivity the whole time, getting
Yep.
petted by humans. They're still going to bite them if they get the chance because that's their instinct. Your instinct of knowing right or wrong.
Then I think there's
to
that,
protect certain things, like don't touch stuff hot. You'll figure it out.
right.
I mean, you're going to know right or wrong. It's instinct.
And like you said, though, I think when we become desensitized or degraded, or where culturally things are accepted, and even if they're wrong, we don't have that sensitivity in our consciences. It's just like it's kind of like abortion, but not
There's also
Do you-
right and wrong is like my right and wrong could be different to her right and wrong.
That's where I'm trying to go. Is like, where do we go for that?
Like, part of what we were saying earlier, and I'm done after this, is
You're fine. No.
when she mentioned, the guy and a guy together and a girl together, that's their own thing. And I agree.
Adult.
That's their own adults, yes.
Adult.
Consenting adults.
Keyword.
They want to do it, that's fine. Like I mentioned, I don't want it in public.
Mhm.
I don't want like she said, I don't want
Yeah,
explain it to her.
like
Get two guys
splattered
out there
out.
making out.
Well, I
But
think
also
every
don't
TV
want
show
a guy and
is
a girl making out in front of them either. Because
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
inappropriate. I'm not saying it because
yeah,
of the guy and a guy and a girl. I'm
Yeah.
saying all of them.
yeah.
Public display of affection
Yeah.
has its place and is not in a mall.
It's not on TV like it is now. and
It's
Oh,
not in
yeah.
a park when your
No.
kid
You
is playing on
remember
the
back
swing
in
set, and
Dynasty,
you've got
If
people
you're
sitting
inside
on
of
the
a
park
ball,
bench.
there was a big
And
deal
we're
that
having-
they made out.
It's like
You
a
know.
soft
And
porn
look how
show,
far
basically.
we've gone. now.
Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah.
Underwear
You know,
commercial and a woman's
I
all-
dare
It's
you
that-
all my kids to
Right.
see
It's that pushing that line, Miss T.
I'm not for certain where I was going to go. Oh, wait a minute. Bing, bing, bing,
I
bing.
can
That's the
relate
way
to
I
that.
feel right now. I could talk about this forever. I was saying, okay, we're primarily an all-female family, so we're not dealing. I have not been raised with boys growing up.
Okay.
But I do know about 13, 14, whatever.
Uh-huh.
Things wake up before they do.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
He said,
Okay,
"Before
whatever. I was only hoping. So, with that being said, I would think that would be generating a chemical change in a male's mind. All they're wanting is release. You know, whatever it is. I don't even care to talk about that. But when it, when it's going to be a 14-year-old male in school
Red
that
Bull.
is going to be groomed and or
Yeah.
approached by even a 22-year-old teacher, you know, it's not all right. You need to be teaching that boy. That's not. You don't have to tackle everything that pops up. You
Yeah.
know, it doesn't. You know, it doesn't have self-control.
There's
should be shown
that's huge.
somewhere.
Well, and unfortunately, I mean, like Mr. T, like you were saying, I mean, it's all around us in our society of wanting to feed those desires. So, you guys, we're gonna
We gotta go.
go. We'll be back.
Really,
Thanks
we
for
do.
tuning in.
Nobody's watching this show. I'll
He's
tell you.
good.